Welcome back into B-Cut, guys. We appreciate you joining us today. We have a very special guest joining us via the power of the intranet. Mr. Man who makes it rain money from the sky, probably a big hit at the strip clubs because he makes it rain so much money, coming off of a decision win over Nick Compton at FAC 8. Mike Money Breeden, what's going on, my man? How we doing?
Shit, what's going on, man? Just chilling.
Appreciate you joining the show, taking the time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure you're getting ready to, kind of focus on what you guys got next, but we appreciate you taking the time to join B-Cut.
No, I appreciate you having me.
No problem, man. So real quick, just for the fans who don't know, kind of tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you got into the sport of mixed martial arts.
Man, I just got into it to lose weight. To be honest with you, I was 265 pounds. I hated working out. I really didn't do much, after high school or anything like that. You couldn't get me to run, lift any weights, or do anything like that. But my uncle brought me into an MMA dojo that he trained at, every now and then. And man, I ended up liking it, And next thing you know, a year later, I'm starting to lose weight, and they're like, "Hey, you want to fight?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, all right, get to 185. Because I dropped down a little bit and I got to like 200, and I'm like, they're like, get to 185, we'll get you a fight. Got to 185, they're like, get to 170, we'll get you a fight. Got to 170, they're like, get to 155. And after that, I was like, hey, I'm fighting or I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And I took my first amateur fight, and here we are,
So you effectively lost 100 pounds and then learned how to fight all in that same time span?
Yeah, about a year and a half took me about to get my first amateur fight and lost 100 pounds.
What about Glory, though? What about with James?
Yeah, MMA turned it all around for me. And it was back home in Springfield, Missouri.
What about James? When did you meet? When did
you? I was an amateur for a while. I had a long amateur career. Didn't take it too seriously. I was just kind of messing around with it. But once I found out I was good at it and I wanted to make a run at this before I turned pro, like as an amateur, I realized, okay, if I want to make a run at this, I got to train, with the best. I came out to back in the day, it was Grindhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Davison owned the gym. And it was James, Zach, and Tim Elliott. They ran a seminar. And I came out there for the weekend to check the seminar out. And I really hit it off with Tim Elliott. It made me feel really at home during that seminar. And, man, I just sold everything, packed up, and moved to Kansas City. And I've been out here 6 years now. And, man, it's been the best move of my life.
It's worked out. And, I mean, going back to your last fight, you took it on 4 days' notice. And I want to know, and I didn't ask you about this, who reached out to who? When Trey Ogden was unable to fight due to injury, did you go to FAC? Did James come to you? Did FAC come to you? How did that happen?
Man, I literally was headed to the gym at 9:30 driving. I'm jamming the music. My Bluetooth goes off in the car. I see James. I'm like, oh shit! Like he doesn't call me at 9:30 in the morning for no damn reason. I was like, I know it's about a fight. And then he called me. He's like, hey, what's your weight? I'm like, yep, I knew it. First thing he says, what's your weight? I'm like, I told him. He's like, think you can make it? I was like, yeah. I think I can. I mean, and we took the fight,
Yeah.
I mean, the weight cut was the hardest part, man. I cut almost 20 pounds in 4 days. That was the hardest thing, man. The fight was the easy part.
Do you think it was like, I talked to like Don Shinus in your gym, and I was like, do you think it's a risk? I mean, every fight is a risk, but did you think taking this on 4 days' notice, it would be a risk to maybe the UFC, or were you just,
Yeah, I've been waiting around for a while, man, for a call from the UFC. I actually did get an opportunity April 17th. I had an opportunity to go straight into the UFC. I just had to make the weight. But I was a little too heavy at the time, and I did not want to miss weight my first UFC fight. So we passed on it, and that hurt me bad. That tears me up inside. But, this opportunity that came, for FAC, it was like, well, this will help get my weight down, like jump start it, it gets, it will just help jumpstart everything. And so we did it. And it's a risk, you know what I'm saying? If I lose, it's just going to set me back another year. But that's why I train every day, twice a day, sometimes even 3 times a day, 6 days a week, you know what I'm saying? For opportunities like this.
Mm-hmm.
And to minimize those, that risk.
For sure.
So going back to your last fight against Compton, was taking it on such short notice, were you looking to originally usually finish somebody, or what kind of things did you see that maybe you didn't get a chance to prepare for that Compton gave you some things to struggle with?
I know I'm always looking for the finish. There are a few things in this fight that, now thinking about it, I wish I could have had time to prepare for. His durability, you know what I'm saying? He's super tough, but also he was in round 1 I struggled a little bit. He had a weird style, switching back and forth, and he was kind of jerky. It was super weird. So he was like kind of beating me to the punch in round 1. But man, once I got a beat on it, I was trying to put him away. I threw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah.
The corrections I could have made was use more knees and elbows, because I would get him to shell up, and he would just cover up, and I would just keep punching. I should have grabbed him by the head, kneed him, or uppercutted him, or downward elbows. If I would have did more of that, I cut him open with a couple elbows, but I only did like 4 or 5 elbows, but like I should have stayed on that more. I probably could have put him away. So
he's a good opponent too, and I think Ken Beverly's a good opponent too. Like your last 2 fights, they've been good, really good fighters.
Those guys are game. Those guys come to scrap in their game. Real durable boys. So
yeah, was one of them tougher than the other one, or?
Yeah, I would say Nick Compton's tougher. Because I didn't finish his ass.
That's true. You did finish Ken. Those are good fights. Those are good opponents. But I want to go back to your Contender Series experience. You were on Dana White's Contender Series. And I think it's important to outline, your experience there. So can you explain what happened at the Dana White's Contender Series before and stuff?
Man, when I accepted the fight, it was just a shit show. I mean, the experience was great, you know what I'm saying? But like everything that I went through just to get to that fight was crazy. A lot of people don't know about it. Only people that train with me or that know me know about it. As soon as I got the fight, I accepted, signed the contract. Literally the next week, I have internal bleeding. I have a bunch of adhesion in my gut. My belly button's leaking blood. Like, I go to the hospital like 4 a.m, internally bleeding, and I'm in so much pain. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And when they found out what was wrong with me, I had surgery. That said recovery time was 4 to 6 weeks, and my fight was 7-8 weeks away.
Damn.
So I was on bed rest for 5 weeks and only had like 3 weeks to train for that fight, and 3 weeks of light training, not like hard training.
Yeah. Recovery training.
So I did what I could do, you know what I'm saying? I just controlled what I could control. We get to Vegas. Both my corners popped for COVID. I have no cornerman. And that's a big part of my game, man. My coaches, they know me. They know what to say to bring the grit and nastiness out of me. And, man, but no excuses. I know how to fight. It just wasn't my night. But, man, I went out there and controlled what I could control and gave it my best,
Mm-hmm.
So
you just mentioned something that actually I think is pretty important, that maybe the casual viewer doesn't get to see as much, or maybe doesn't understand. Each fighter has a different type of mentality about what their corner can bring to them, whether it's, hey, I need in-fight advice, or hey, I just need you to piss me off enough to go out there and kick somebody's ass. So You said you're a little bit more of the fiery type. You like it when they kind of get on you and kind of pump you up a little bit?
Yeah, they get up. I like when they yell at me and fire me all up, and them be my hype man. Get me to go first, because if I can get my hands and feet moving and go first, I'm a dangerous man. Like, literally, once I get, like, most people throw 1 or 2 punches, maybe 3 punches. I rip 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where I'm dangerous. I don't stop. I just let them fly.
One thing I noticed at FAC this past week was that, and maybe it was just a glory thing, was James Krause and Grant Dawson cornering every fighter or only the glory fighters? Because it seems like they walked out there. I mean, I know also everybody was pretty much from glory, if I'm not mistaken.
I think everybody, I think our locker room was pretty much glory, but like maybe one or two fighters. So so majority was just the glory fighters, I believe. And if we were cornering somebody that wasn't at our gym, it's because they're about to come to our gym or they want to come to our gym or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I would see them walk out and then walk right back to the fight. I'm like, y'all are getting a break all night.
Yeah, we had a stacked glory team there that night.
Man, so you said you had a UFC opportunity. Did they give you a name for that?
Yeah, it was I forgot his damn name, some Hubbard. He blew that fight Dakota Bush.
Awesome.
So Dakota Bush ended up getting the call after that. So
it was Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, Austin Hubbard. Yep, there it is.
He's got like 8 fights in the UFC.
Yeah, I love that fight. So I would love to get that fight if it ever came available. So
that's one of the most stacked divisions in the sport is the 55-pound division. If you got the call up, I know it'd be on like the UFC's terms. They would probably give you a name, but do you have a specific name in mind, a guy that would make sense or you've talked about in the UFC already that you'd want to fight off the bat?
Man, I haven't really put too much thought. They all can get it, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not picky, man. I'm here to freaking bust some heads, collect some checks.
Hell yeah.
I would say Hubbard, but Hubbard just got a fight booked
yeah,
against somebody. So
yeah, I forgot I seen that. I was like, oh, okay. So I'll keep an eye on that shit. Somebody get hurt, call me up.
Hell yeah. Always got to be on your toes like a midget at a urinal.
Yes, sir.
So how exactly did you end up with the name? I'm always curious about how fighters get their nicknames, whether they were given them, whether they kind of came up with them on their own. How did you get Money Mike?
Man, you could ask James Krause that. I mean, I kind of got an idea how he gave me that name, but James is the one that gave me the name and stuff. Man, it's just like I said, when my hands start flying, I can't miss, man. I'm like Kobe in the paint. So freaking, it's just money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, those fists are collecting checks right now, my man. So you just keep rolling.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I like when James coaches. He says the fighter's full name. I've noticed, like you hear it on the telecast. Why does he do that? He's like, "Good job, Mike Breeden. Good job, Derek."
I have no idea, but hey, it works.
It does work.
James is getting the recognition out there. If you're gonna know his first name, you better know his last name too.
Yeah.
I heard something. It was like, so he knows there's a lot of, there could be a lot of mics in the area or in the ring, so he knows that you were talking to him in the fight.
Right.
So maybe that's why. There's always a method to James's madness, I feel like. So.
Oh yeah.
I know you're with Iridium Sports Agency. Have there been any rumblings of a potential UFC call up after your performance? You're 2-0 from the Contender Series. Has there been anything at all? Have they given you a call, or you waiting right now?
I'm just waiting right now. They don't think I'm gonna have to fight on the local scene again. So they're expecting a straight shot in, so to the UFC or a call from the UFC at least. So we'll see. You never know in this fight game. So
hey, we also talked to Derek Minner as well as Grant Dawson. While they were doing their first and second fights in the UFC as well. And right after that, they won. So I'm just saying, it's good luck to be on this podcast, my man. It's good luck.
I need all the luck I can get. Let's go. I need that call.
Yeah, man. So I think me and Blake just have like 2 outlandish questions that we want to ask you each just to end her off.
Right. I'll see if I can answer your questions. Let's see.
Mine are pretty easy. Do you want me to go first, Blake?
Yeah, we'll do 1-on-1.
Okay, I mean, I see on your story your kid plays soccer. How good is he? How good is your kid at soccer realistically?
You mean football?
Does he play football? That's flag football, right?
Flag football.
How good is the young Breeden?
Oh man, he's got a cannon for an arm.
How many is it? Do you just have one?
Yeah, one.
Okay, and he's got a cannon, and he doesn't play soccer. He plays flag football.
Play flag football. Yeah, he's a quarterback.
We need more stories, Mike. We need more Instagram stories. We need some breakdowns and stuff from these flag football games.
I'll get them.
All right, good.
Yeah, last year I was pretty heavy on it. I posted a lot, but I'm gonna get some more. I'm on the field coaching, so normally, somebody else is recording, or I don't know, but we'll get more people recording it. I just need to get like a GoPro or something to set it up.
Carry it on your head.
Right on my head. Yeah, you're right. There you go.
Get Saul to film and edit it. You could do that.
I'll just have him come out there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Blake.
So of all of the fighters that you've fought against, and I don't know if you're a big talker in the ring. Do you talk much while you're in the ring? Do you talk shit to the guys that you fight sometimes? You know, like Khabib does sometimes.
Every now and then, like I did a little bit in the third round. Hit him with a calf kick, and he like kind of wobbled, and I started pointing and talking.
Yeah.
But very rarely do I do it.
So what is one of the weirdest or like the biggest shit talkers who's talked shit to you in the ring, or somebody who said the weirdest thing inside the octagon?
I don't really think I've had anybody talk shit to me. I like people being overly nice to me, like in the ring.
Well, when you're
my bad.
It's hard to talk shit when you're getting your ass kicked. So.
That's true. But I haven't had any like crazy shit talkers yet. Yeah, just people being really extremely nice. I don't know why. I'm punching you in the face.
Yeah, you need some. Maybe the UFC, the animosity will build. It's huge.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm waiting for somebody because I think that would just give me a little more juice. Like,
Yeah. I mean, okay. Here's my next question. What's one fight that you wish you could relive, and what's one fight that you wish you could get back? What's one loss that you wish you could get back?
Shoot, man.
Relive.
Good question.
Man. Shit. I wish I could like relive it to change the outcome, or just re-go through it.
You can't change the outcome.
Ah, shit. Man. I guess my LSA fight against Brandon Jenkins, like, man, when I did my flying knee knockout, that shit went viral. It felt like I had never been so happy in my day. I thought I felt like I won a lottery ticket. Like, I thought I was going straight to the UFC that night. I was like, bro, I popped his head off to the moon.
LFA, big promotion too. Like, you've got LFA experience, FAC experience.
Bellator. I fought in Bellator as well, my pro debut. Won there, knocked the dude out in the first round. And then a fight that I won back, man. I won them both. I got 3 losses. I won them all back. You know what I'm saying? Contender Series, I felt like the cards were just stacked against me. If I reran that fight, I knew I would win that fight. Man, probably one that I won back. Man, I lost another one. I lost a decision. Like, it could have went either way. On LFA, I lost to shit. I forgot the damn name already. But I lost a really close decision. It could have went either way. So it's kind of like, it is what it is. But I got knocked out. That's the one I want back. Cause I was like winning the fight for the first like 2 minutes or a minute and a half or something like that. Like, I was ripping calf kicks. He started limping. I got a little greedy and just went in, and he hit me with a check hook that put me out for minutes. Like, I was out. They had to drag me, set me on the stool, and pour ice on me to wake me up so I wouldn't wake up off the ground.
It's a dangerous game you play there, Mike.
Yeah, right.
You're pretty damn good at it. Blake, you got another one?
So if Money Mike was not a fighter in the MMA, what profession would you have fallen into? What could you see, or what I guess would be your dream profession that you could do outside of fighting?
Shit, I'd be running a restaurant. I own a restaurant. I'm probably gonna open a restaurant here sometime. Anyways,
really?
Yeah.
What type of food?
Asian food. I'm Cambodian.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we already got like a handful of restaurants in the family. So back in Springfield, Missouri. So like that's something I grew up doing, but I kind of strayed away from it. I got into construction, and then now fighting. But like I love food. As you can see, I was 265 pounds, so like I can cook. But so I always wanted to open up a restaurant too as well. That's what if I wasn't fighting, I'd probably be doing that.
Well, what would be one of the best things on the menu? What's your favorite food to cook?
Man,
like for your restaurant.
It depends. Like if I went Cambodian style food, it'd be we call it like a katil, which is kind of like pho. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I love that. And there's stir fries, like a pork stir fry, caramelized pork stir fry. It's little perhaps got like a little sweet brown sugar in it. With some pork. It's like the nice cut of pork. It's really good. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like, man,
hey, it sounds good.
I mean, we're a Kansas City podcast. Would you put it in Kansas City, or would you put it home?
Yeah, it would be up here.
Okay, good.
Or I could go another way around it too. I could open an authentic restaurant, or I could open, Americanized, like, cashew chicken, all that stuff. But we got a few of those. So I could go both ways with it, because I got family members that do it both. We got like the regular Chinese restaurant, or we got like an actual authentic style.
You could live off of cashew chicken in Springfield. There's so much of it. It's ridiculous.
It's different out here though, because in Springfield, Missouri, it's breaded chicken, and out here it's like sliced white chicken. I'm like, whoa, that's a little different with vegetables.
Yeah. Kansas City's not really known for its Asian cuisine as much as it is its barbecue. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I already know. Yeah, what do we call it? What's right by us? Plowboys, man.
Oh yeah.
It's right down the road from me. I love that place.
Yeah. If you do open a restaurant, me and Blake will be all up in there.
Oh, we'll be there.
Guarantee you that.
Yeah, I'll take care of y'all. Shit, I'll hook it up.
So right now we're really just kind of waiting in the wings, trying to hopefully get a call from the UFC pretty much right around the corner, right?
Yeah, I'm back to training. I'm gonna turn it back up on Monday. I was just, drilling this week. My arm's a little sore, and then back to it on Monday and waiting for the call to keep my weight low.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this will be up to probably tomorrow. So do you have a pick for this is your division, Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira this weekend? Do you have a
man? I'm really big on Chandler, man, but Oliveira's dangerous. But I have in my heart, I just think it's Chandler's time, man. He's been waiting a long time. He's been talking about this. He's been putting it out in the universe. I just have a good feeling about it.
Okay. You ready to stand on it, Chandler?
Yep, Chandler. And I've been pretty good. You know me and my picks. I've only been wrong like 1 or 2 times. So
Pretty good. That's right. Yeah, I know.
Well, Mike, we're looking forward. We're following. We're going to be, kind of keeping an eye on the news to make sure you're getting your call up. And as soon as you do, we'd love to have you back on the show and interview you before your first fight, man.
I'd love to come back, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, guys, we appreciate it. Mike, where can the folks find you real quick? Where can they follow you at?
Yeah, man. You can follow me on Instagram. That's I don't even know what it is. I think Mike MMA.
Mike MMA. Money.Mike MMA. I believe that.
I tell you, I'm bad with all the social media, interview, all that stuff. I gotta get better at it, but I'm working on it.
Hey, we're trying to learn too right now. I just figured out how to properly post an actual Instagram story picture. Josh has been helping me out, so I'm like tech illiterate, and we work in the tech field. And I'm like, how did I get this job? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I mean?
It's so complicated. They keep changing it and adding things. It's like, man, where to begin with this?
Hey, all you gotta do is keep fighting, man, and it'll work itself out. So, Mike, appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Well, Mike, I appreciate it. We appreciate you joining B-Cut, man, and we'll be definitely keeping an eye on you, and hopefully we can get you back on the show right before your first fight in the UFC.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you joining B-Cut. Check this out. We're going to put this up this week. And, obviously Mike gave us his prediction. He's going with Chandler versus Oliveira. So hopefully Mike's 1-0 as an official prediction on our podcast. So we appreciate you guys joining in, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
All right, later.